This is Bob Cousy. Yes, it is. Don't you say it's not. I did the best I could. Bob Cousy. I don't know. It's sometimes making the Caucasians is a little bit difficult because they don't allow you to make the noses as keen as you need to be. So you don't have a lot of flexibility with the nose, and so that actually can limit you. Actually, and even it's not even just like Caucasians, just period. If a guy has a different type or a distinct kind of a nose, you won't be able to do it. Also, the hairstyle exactly wasn't there. This was the closest thing to it, as you can see there. 6'1", 175. We actually used the season that I chose here was the 55-56 season. Cousy was 27 years old. He averaged 18.8 points a game, 8.9 assists. He was never a good shooter. Never. As a career, for his career, he shot 37.5% from the field. In this particular season, he shot 36%. But he is known for being one of the greatest and one of the pioneers as a playmaker. Led the league in assists 8 seasons in a row. This was the 4th in that line. So, he did his thing. He had a very excellent career. So now, let's look at take a look at the statistics for him. We'll look at the badges too. So, because you're looking at the overall, the 79, and I really want to let you guys see that overall is not the end-all be-all for these guys. So he's got 13 badges: hustle points, dimer, flashy passer, lob city passer, pick and roll maestro, charge card, pick dodger, interceptor, pickpocket, alpha dog, floor general, mentor, and prime time. Right? So 13 badges is pretty good. All right, so I didn't give anybody like injuries and stuff like that, so we don't have to worry about that. But if you look at the attributes here, now the position average they're saying is the 82. You see the shooting, I had to give him, less than average because we talked about the shooting and 3-point range. We couldn't do that. So free throw percentage 84%. His layups are down. Obviously, he's not going to be dunking. Ball control, gave him high that. Pass accuracy, gave him high there. Passing vision, gave him high there. Passing IQ, he hit it up there. Now hands, we put it down a little bit lower. I don't know. Maybe his hands aren't quite good enough. Could kind of think about maybe doing something different with that. But if you look here, I don't think he was actually a really good rebounder, to kind of interrupt myself. 6.8 rebounds a game that year. So that's why you see the rebounding numbers up high above the position average. But the one thing that 2K does this year that they didn't do in previous years, they really strongly take into consideration the both sides of the ball. So if you're not a good defender, you're a one-sided, kind of one-dimensional kind of player, it's going to really shine through, and that's going to drastically limit the your rating. It brings it down quite a bit. So this is the signature stuff. Tried to get more of a set shot for him, because if you look at any video of him shooting, it is a pure set shot, but you can't really do a pure set shot, so we did that. We also got him wearing the Chuck Taylors, because every picture I saw, that's what he was wearing. But when you're talking about a guy from the 50s, these are to me the most difficult. I love that signature size up. That is like hilarious. Old school. You want to talk about keeping it low. Get low. Get low. That is really the epitome of getting it low. So there you go. That is Bob Cousy. All right, now let's go who we got next. We're going to the Utah Jazz. Now, we already had Adrian Danley. Only ended up getting a 75. Not a great athlete, 6'5", small forward. I couldn't do any different than that, right? But this time, it is not. A lot of y'all might not know who this is. You may not know. But his nickname is Dr. Dunkenstein. Went to the University of Louisville. Now, come on. If a man's name is Dr. Dunkenstein, you already know I had to make him be able to throw down. He had to be able to throw it down with some authority. So we made sure we put that in. I'm going to get to the ratings in a second. He had several different hairstyles in the images that I saw. So I went for the one that was closest to the year that I chose, which is the 83-84 season. 20 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.4 steals. He led the league in three-point percentage that year at only 36%. So the three-point shot was still relatively new to the NBA at that point, so you'll never really see a guy lead the league with 36% anymore. But that was good enough in the 83-84 season. So we got him here. Let's see, 6'4", 190 pounds. Got the old school Nikes on. So, you know, he did his thing. So what we're going to do now is go back to that other screen, which I think is so much better for showing the ratings and the badges and all that. So overall, he ends up with a 79. The standing shot close. Let me just go through this. You'll see what we did here. Now, you guys put it in the you see the driving, you see the dunk ratings, right? He had to come through with that. You guys put in the comments if you like the way I showed it previously, or if this one is good. I want everybody to respond and give an opinion on that, because I'll let that kind of shape the way I do it moving forward. I'm actually recording this commentary live too as I slide through, because usually I record this, come back, and go over it, which I don't know. I'm trying to switch some things around, maybe speed up the process a little bit. But here's his badges. He got 8 badges: Acrobat, Limitless Range, Shot Creator, Microwave, Lob City Finisher, Sprite Posterizer, Transition Finisher, and he's got some swagger. Get himself going by making big plays. Yes, that's what dudes do who get the big dunks or whatever down. The big plays spark him, spark his team. You feel me? So now let's look at the signatures for Darrell Griffith, Dr. Dunkenstein. It's Darrell Griffith with TH, not Griffin, in case you didn't know. Let's see, let's get to let's show the dunks. If your name is Dr. Dunkenstein, everybody wants to know what kind of dunks you're throwing down. Let me see. Here we go. We gave him the Sprite Showtime. Side windmill. Clutch. I saw him do a few double clutches and reverses. He was back in old school dunk contest. So we had to give him. I had to hook him up. So that is Darrell Griffith, Dr. Dunkenstein. Last but not least in this episode is, you see this Phoenix Suns team. We got some people coming. I mean, look at this: Barkley, KJ, Jason Kidd. But this is about Tom Chambers. You want to dispel all of the whole myths that people talking about, oh, white men can't jump and all that. You want to take and prove that that's not true. Look at Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers had sick hops. Ask Mark Jackson if he had sick hops. Everybody knows about that two-hand double pump dunk where he puts his knees in Mark Jackson's face. I got to put the image up. I got to show you. Look at how high Tom Chambers is on this dunk. Are you looking at that? Crazy. Just absolutely crazy. 6'10", 230 pounds. I actually remember when he was in the dunk contest. I don't remember what year it was. I know he was playing for the Sonics at the time. But he's in the dunk contest one year. Man, I'm telling you. And beyond just the dunking, Tom Chambers could absolutely fill it up. The year I chose to take for him this year was the 87-88 I'm sorry, not the 87-88 season, the 89-90 season. He averaged 27 points a game, shot 50% from the field, only shot about 28% from three-point range, pulled down 7 rebounds. Now, the thing about Chambers is this. He was not much for defense. So, that, of course, is going to hold his rating down a little bit. So, look at the badges. He got 10 of them. Post Step Back Pro, Volume Shooter, Dead Eye, Microwave Shot Creator, Sprite Posterizer, Transition Finisher, Closer, Cool and Collected, and Prime Time, right? But let's look at these. If you look at the attributes, you'll see the offensive stuff is pretty high. Couldn't give him too much on the threes, but he could shoot him a little bit, so we gave him a little bit there. But the offensive stuff is all high. Most of it's all higher than average, right? The dunks hooked him up there. But once you start getting to the defense is when you start seeing why he fell off. Why he's only 81, which is, I still think is a good, it's a good one. But if you play, and I'm going to show you a little bit of gameplay footage. You know, so you'll be able to see that. But if you see how he plays, then you'll see that it actually is coming through pretty cool. So let's look at the signature stuff before I take you to some gameplay. And yeah, let's see. We got a little bit of height on the jump shot, so went with that. I was even able to find, now if I could actually take a video of see him actually recreate that dunk that he did on Mark Jackson, it would be amazing, right? That's the dunk right there. That's the dunk. The double pump, two-hand slam, but you gotta like do it over somebody. That's how he did it. So he's got a good variety of slams he can go to. So this is Tom Chambers, 81 overall. We're rolling through it. So I decided I'm gonna do one thing too, that I was starting to do this in the comments, but I'm gonna do it in the actual video. I'm gonna give y'all a hint at somebody who's coming in the next Legends update. Okay, so this is the hint. He wore, no, we're not gonna say that. He played for both the Hornets and the Heat and the Lakers, and he has a son that's in the NBA right now, even though I think he's technically not on a squad right now, but he's in the league, kind of, sort of. So if y'all really are in tune with hoops, then you probably know who I'm talking about. So yo, hit it up in the comments. I know you probably know. But that's it. Let's jump into some gameplay. I'm gonna see if I can recreate that slam, that Tom Chambers slam on the Knicks. On the Knicks with Mark Jackson. So check out this gameplay, and hey, y'all can take the Great Patriots lead. The Great Patriot has started a little impromptu, kind of a little tradition where he rates the faces and, you know, how well I recreated them. If somebody else wants to join him, y'all feel free to do that as well in the comments. I'd appreciate it. I want to know what y'all think. Whatever. I know, to be honest, I think this was one of my least accurate ones. I got 3 guys with kind of tough faces, so not tough like ugly people, but tough faces to recreate. You know what I'm saying. Let's get into some gameplay. Peace.
Arizona, as the Suns are about to go into this interconference contest. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. On the sideline tonight, Doris Burke.
Not to mention some ham and turkey, Clark.
And here's Johnson outside. That's good. Johnson's got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for Phoenix.
That is not an easy shot
from Amon Shumpert. Here's the screen. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's 6 Thomas. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And he was so good defensively, anticipating every pass. He had a ton of steals in that game. Yeah, off to a rough start. Just doesn't seem to have the...
Here's Chambers. Goes up off the pick, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up. Green, the screen. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
At shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches. Number 35, Darrell Griffith.
Thanks for joining us live in Chicago. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
And you know what was most impressive? They wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never...
Arena. Combine the altitude with these rowdy fans. Tough place to get a road on. Boy, he is a strong finisher on the...
You're right. Here's Cousy. He kicks to Olynyk. And the shot is good.
He kind of threaded the needle with that pass into the paint.
Very impressive. Here's Griffith. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. 9 points for Q.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of them.
T, the pass to Bradley. Another shot. Here's Olynyk. Right through the D for the layup. Olynyk's got his second bucket. Cousy, Burke covering. Fires for 3, and Bradley gets it to go.
And you look at Burke, not the biggest or the most athletic, but he's mentally beyond his